Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Cone Dodger here. Welcome back to the Mindcrack server for your Friday. I don't remember what episode this is. Maybe 75? Could be 75. Could it be a 3/4 century of episodes today? I don't think that's the proper use of any of those words. But today we're working on this stairway to the new boat ramp / boathouse. I've got some good ideas cooking in my brain for how I want this boathouse to look, and I'm pretty excited about it. I think what I want to do is I'm going to clear out a pretty big space in here, and in that, I want to run like some water canals down into it, and then I'm thinking like up along the walls, having like almost like a showroom of boats, because there's 6 different varieties of boat now, and maybe some like little workshop areas with a couple boats in it. And yeah, I think I have a good vision for what this is going to look like. I have no idea if the end result is going to be anything like that vision. Anything at all like the vision. Honestly, even the stairway ended up not being exactly like the vision. Brian suggested that these that were previously black concrete should probably be red concrete. And I did try it. Actually, let me show it to you now. You can see that I've already been messing with the replacement for that. So yeah, let's see. So this is what it looks like with the red concrete. And it is fine. It is totally fine, but it's not as, I don't know, it's not as unique, it's not as stylish as the solution that I like, which is using the acacia planks, because the effect of what this is doing is it's making it look like the stairs are actually carved out of a full block, which I think is a cool look. That's something that I try to represent in a lot of my builds, and maybe I'm not always super successful at that, but it's something that I'm always trying to look for, and I'm happy with that. Not everybody sees it the same way, for sure, and a lot of how you build in Minecraft is extremely perception-based, for sure. The way that I interpret my designs, not usually the same as everybody else's, but that's kind of part of the fun. That was intentional. See, the look I was going for here, it's to be interpreted as messing up. And I did it. Okay, so that is how that will end up looking. Oh, server, it's being a little weird. Don't worry. But that's actually structurally complete for the stairway. What I'm going to do at the bottom, I'm not entirely sure. How this connects into the quote-unquote boathouse or marina here. A little bit still to be decided. So I'm going to clear out some space. I don't feel comfortable clearing out a lot of space without having some columns, though. If we, don't be mad. Don't be mad. There's no reason to be angry. Alright, he's angry. You gonna cross the river? Nope. He wasn't. Oh, look at, oh my. Oh my. Michael, save us. Michael, save us from the server's doom. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'm going to clear out some of this, but I need to leave some columns. So let's see here. How many blocks do I think you could safely clear out? We already have 3 this way. Let's say 5. So that would mean that is as far back this way as we could go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be as far back this way. So if I were to clear back to here, gravel is so hard to tell that it's gravel. It's hard to tell gravel from andesite. It's a problem. If I were to say clear back to here, I would need some stone, wouldn't I? Because I've already cleared out that gravel. I'll figure this out. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. So let's say I cleared back to here. structurally sound are silverfish? Oh, jeez. Hi. Hi. I wish you weren't so mean, because, to be honest, you're kind of cute. But you're real mean. Okay, well, that's that. So let's see. I think I'm thinking about this the wrong way. It's actually 5 this way and this way. Yeah, I was thinking about this all wrong. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's here, but it's also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Okay, so that means... Really? How many silverfish are down here? Oh, we've built on a termite nice. What? Cone, please? Oh, those were words. I have made a royal mess out of this. Okay, so if I'm saying I can go 5 in, that means I could go to here. But I couldn't go. Oh, I've already ruined it. Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez. Silverfish, please. How did I manage to hit none of these digging down, but now all of a sudden they're everywhere? It seems as though at our 5x5 here, let's do this a little bit smarter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. So it would be here and here. It seems as though we hit a patch of dirt. So I need to fill this in with something, or it's going to be a not very sturdy foundation. And I think I want it to be there. So it would be this block to that block. So I actually need to do this one as well. Okay, so I could fill that in with stone, but that feels a little cheap, doesn't it? Feels a little bit cheap. We gotta fix that. Let's go up here and hello, and let's see. I got some light gray. Let's use some light gray concrete down there. Let's take about 10. Do I have a water bucket on me? I do not. Oh, I don't have a water bucket anywhere here. What happened to all my buckets? Are they all? I guess they all got used in the shulker box for the lava stuff. Uno momento. We seem to have some telemarketers paying a visit to us. Get out of my house! I don't want what you're selling. That's how I deal with telemarketers. Hey, it's almost sunrise. I can sleep anyway. Anybody else? Anything else being rude? You know, Biscuit. You're supposed to scare those people away. Just saying. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Just trying to get some water. Hey, there it went. You did great, server. You did great. How is that still such a problem? It seems like it's been a problem for a long time. And I really think it's a problem that's been getting worse, not better. It's already looking like the 1.14 Minecraft update is going to be the Forgotten Items update, or the Sidelined Projects update. All of the things that we were once promised but then never actually got. a lot of that stuff's getting added in the next version of Minecraft. Well, maybe can we include into that like good working multiplayer? Cause I feel like that's been a problem for a long time. It's one of those things that I swear they constantly say they fixed, but then actually didn't. And I realize that it's probably not, just an easy solution that they're ignoring or whatever. It's not like that at all. It's just that maybe we need to devote a little bit more time to it. Because this is a super vanilla server. This is actually completely vanilla. There's, in my mind, no reason for it to be so hard to get to run right. It's like buying... It would be like buying a new car, right? And then having to constantly tune it and do a bunch of tricks to get it to run right. That's not the way it goes. Now, if you had a car that you did a lot of modification to, and you had really tricked up on your own, then yeah, you're gonna have to deal with making it run right. Goodbye, torches. It was nice knowing you. But if you buy a new car with no modifications, it better work. At least for a while. Sorry, that was kind of ranty, wasn't it? Oh, man. All right, let's continue clearing this out here. I don't know how much space I really want or need for this area. I honestly don't even know that I need this much ceiling, but I'm kind of gonna... I'm toasting through my words. Hold on, brain. Get it together. Get it together. I'm gonna kind of give myself some space to build, and then build within that space. Hey, I did it. I did it. I made it through the words. That is the goal. That is the goal for me here. Okay, so let's keep in mind the 5 wide restriction. So, do I still have redstone torches on me? I don't. Those would be really great survey tools, though. Okay, so that's that. So it's 1, 2, 3. No, let's not do that. We don't need these anymore. Okay. Let me have, please. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one. So then these can go away. Right? Right. Okay, so this is where the next column would be. So let's get rid of that. So the columns are going to make it a little trickier to build because I need to have enough room for the boats to get it out of here, enough room for my canals to be dug, and yeah, I want to be able to drive the boats right on in easily, and if they need to be, worked on or whatever. Looking here, all right? Listen. I have an imagination. I know, it's unusual. It's unusual for people of my age to still openly admit to having an imagination. But that's just the way that I work. So much so that I'll even use words like looking. Oh, man. Does that still make sense, though, if it's a 2x2? It's fine. I've decided that it's fine. Okay, so I could clear this out all the way out to the water. Let's go ahead and do that. Also, I should be working on the stairway, because the thing that's remaining in the stairway there is the sign deal. And I think most people figured out what the sign deal was. And if you didn't, well, here you go. One of my patron levels is a quote-unquote sponsorship. And I have a couple levels of that. Let me look over there and see what they are. It's, there's one that's the noted cone dodged. Oh my gosh. Guys, I don't know what's going on. I think my brain split in half today. Okay, it's the noted cone dodging enthusiast versus the, I need to go drop some stuff off. Versus the actual sponsorship. So the noted cone dodging enthusiasts previously always had their names listed on my sim racing cars. Well, I talked recently about the fact that I don't really have strong sim racing series going right now. That's not something that's been very prominent, and I knew that was a thing. So when I went through Patreon recently and was like retyping everything out, because that's just something that I do on a like a quarterly basis, just to make sure it's still relevant. I changed it to on the car as well as on a plaque somewhere in the current Mindcrack series, because I think those are the two things, those are the two series or the two series styles that I have going on that are the most prominent. Now I realize that this is by far the least viewed thing that I do, but in my mind that's not super relevant, because it's one of the things that I'm most passionate about, and I think it's the thing that I'm most connected to everybody with. That's why this series is kind of important to me. It's this series is more, it's more me than it is Minecraft, and yeah, that makes it. Oh, I thought I dug too far. That makes it quite a bit different from everything else. So I think it's important enough that I feel like it's an important place to have the prominent accolades here. Have I justified that enough? Sure. So that's what I'm going to do along the stairway here. Everybody that's in that tier and up will have their name on a block there, and then every time that we go up and down the staircase, and sometimes we'll do it multiple times, thanks to the server issues. Yeah, you'll see your nod right there. Yeah, I think the proper way to do this is to just maybe do it every time I go down the stairs. I'll add a new name. Thanks, Yole Yole. And yeah, then we'll fill that in over time, especially as we're working on this project. Okay, so how are we doing here? We got a few more blocks down this way to go. Really, this was a silly thing for me to do today. Oh, I didn't think about the cave-in potential here. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one. Right? Wrong. Wrong? Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's this one. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. This one. That's right. There should be a 1 block difference between them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I did it the other way last time. So it's the open one. That was silly of me. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one's open. Okay. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means this one's open. Okay, so does that make any sense? Let me go grab the redstone torches. I think that would be a lot easier to read. Why do things the hard way when you could do them the easy way? Or at least the sensible way? I don't know. I don't know why I would do things like that. Redstone torches. There we go. That will be much easier. That will be much easier. And we can add another name. Oh, there it is. I was like, I want to type things. Thanks, Kurt J. Mack, if that is really your name. Okay, and now I can put a redstone torch everywhere that there needs to be columns. So there, and now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. And this end will probably be good because I'm only going to clear out to here. Okay, that will work just fine and dandy. Then I have room I could go that way too if needed, but I would have to column this wall. Okay, that's much easier to read. Okay, so everything up until this point is okay to clear. Well, that much is clear. That much I seem to understand. Now this roof situation doesn't seem great because we got like hanging dirt and unstable materials up there. That doesn't seem too very fine. So maybe there I should be doing something more. That doesn't seem very stable either. But for now, we're gonna hope that the Earth is pushing itself together enough right there. All right, so that means that here we can get rid of this dirt all the way back to this one, and that concrete's gonna let me know pretty much exactly where that column should be. I think, yeah, it is. Cool. Well, that makes things easier. That makes things much easier. Okay. Since I'm obviously having a weird brain day, I'm actually recording this kind of late because I had that feeling, that urge. I needed to get out of the house. I needed to leave. I needed to go for a drive, and just kind of empty out my brain. Been a lot going on in the world around us here lately, and honestly, the topic of Wednesday's episode ended up being something that I don't want to say it frustrated me having the topic, because I love having the topic, but it frustrated me that I seem to really have a hard time getting my actual point across, and it seemed like I actually spurred on a lot more of the negative conversation than I did the positive, which didn't make me feel great. So obviously I don't think I portrayed my thoughts very well in there, is what that boils down to. But push that aside. Push it aside. Let's focus on some positive things. And since we're doing the patron things, I swear I can speak. I swear I can. Since we're doing the patrons thanks, oh man, I think there might actually be something wrong with me. Since we're doing the patron thanks, how about a little bit of discussion about the effects of Patreon? We actually had a little bit of discussion crop up on stream on, I guess it was yesterday during the truck stream, because that's usually a pretty chill talking stream. Yeah, we had a bit of a discussion crop up on the effects of Patreon. I want to make sure I spell this right. Oh, you're gonna need 2 lines, aren't you? Oh, it fits. Perfect. Dravir, thank you for having the perfect amount of characters in your name. But yeah, that's it cropped up because I was talking, I think somebody asked about in chat, the Captain Disillusion video. Actually, I brought it up because I wanted to make sure that the automation guys, especially Andrew and Isaac, had seen this video, because I watched it in the morning. It was very interesting, and it was a lecture, I guess? Is lecture the right word? I don't know. It was a presentation about Blender, which is a 3D modeling program, and there was a lot of very relevant things to them in that, and it was overall just a very fun to watch kind of video, even though Blender's not something that I use or, frankly, know anything about. It was still very much so interesting. Captain Disillusion is one of my favorites on YouTube, and I think I kind of got tangented into talking about Captain D, mainly because I find Ruh-roh, we got a collapsible situation right now. We have dug too far. Sound the alarms. I have to fix this. Whoops. Let's see. How do I fix this? So here to here. I guess this one's going to be a concrete. Maybe I should do them all in concrete. Does that make more sense if I do them all in concrete? Probably does. Okay, I'll go grab some concrete. I don't know, guys. I don't know what's going on up there today. But the point I was getting to is that I find his content and his approach very inspiring, because although we are in extremely different mediums, the way he has always approached YouTube and video creation is very much so similar to mine. It's in the same vein, in that he doesn't ever like try to appease YouTube. He doesn't do the things that YouTube says are the things to become popular. He has been doing videos for a very long time, probably a decade. Like, we're talking extremely early YouTube days, way before I was ever even thinking about doing YouTube videos, or honestly even consuming content on YouTube in that way. He has been at it, and for the most part, not entirely, but for the most part, what he does today is pretty much the same as what he did then. But it took him until basically last year, when I discovered his content at the same time that many people did, it took him that long for it to actually catch to any degree and be anything that you could even remotely consider a job. But he did it, out of passion. It was something that he was very interested in, but he just kept at it. And I'm not saying that he never changed anything, because surely he did. And Sharky brought up the point that, although he hasn't changed much, there is definitely some things that he does that are specifically for the effect of, being more viewer friendly than he used to. Whoops! That's gonna ruin all of my torches. Yep. Heavy sigh. It's that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not that one. It's not that one at all. It's this one, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one. Do I have it wrong to begin with? No, it was right. Okay. And yeah, we didn't lose too much there. Alright, we're fine. Everything's fine. Don't you worry. Everything's fine. How am I gonna do this? This is kind of a mess. I guess I can get rid of most of the wood at this point. But how do I pour the top of this? But anyway, yeah, he been at it a very long time and didn't, he never seems to have, and he has often talked about, he never ended up ever having to do content that he didn't enjoy in order to eventually find success. And even to say find success, I guarantee you, I know the business enough now. I know the numbers required. I don't think he's even commercially overly successful on YouTube at this point, but he's got a community now that supports him, and through Patreon and whatnot, he is able to make the kind of content that he loves and make it for an audience that loves it. And that's kind of the dream. That is the dream, to be honest. That's why I work as hard at this as I do. And lately, even maybe a little bit to the point of been working a bit too hard at it. Maybe I've been pushing myself a little too far, which maybe is why my brain is collapsing today. But yeah, that's it. It's not cut and dry like that. It's not a guarantee of success. I could easily be a completely different story than that. I could be the one that, maybe never actually found the quote-unquote commercial success side of things, or never had the big payoff there. But I already, and I think long before he did, accepted the fact that YouTube was not going to be ever a sustainable source of income for the kind of stuff that I do, and just through basically observation noted that there was enough of a strong community built around the content that I make that we could potentially survive as a crowd-funded, basically, kind of platform. And I've talked at length about the advantages and disadvantages of that, and how very, very thankful I obviously am for the ability to do this kind of stuff thanks to that, because if it were not for that platform, it never could have happened. There's no way. The growth and size of the channels, Twitch or YouTube, that I have never lended themselves to any kind of thought that, like, this was something that would be a sustainable, life choice of mine to try and do as a career, basically, or as a job. But yeah, it was the effect of Patreon, and to some degree, actually anymore, a larger degree, Twitch, basically admitting that advertising-based revenue for content creators isn't a very healthy ecosystem. Because they admitted that, basically, because they worked around that, they've made an ecosystem that works a little bit better, especially for people like me that maybe don't want to just chase or you know, they don't want to work the trends. They just want to do stuff that they're passionate about. And as long as there's an audience out there that's willing to support that kind of behavior, if you will, then it can continue to thrive. So it is a positive. Whenever I do feel down, and I still definitely have those days where I kind of look at the big picture of everything that I do and how incredibly small of an impact I actually make on the, you know, the industry, as I'm apparently calling it now, because I don't know, am I intellectual? The way I've been talking today, it sure don't sound like that. But yeah, yeah. I mean, it does get to me sometimes where I think 5 years, 1,500 videos, thousands of hours of live streaming, all of that combined to have a pretty small impact it's a lot to kind of bear with. But then, you know, now I have the ability to think, yeah, but you're also still able to do it, thanks to, you know, the situation that I talked about earlier. So it's at least a little bit of justification for myself. Obviously people support me because I am a commentary expert and a pure what's the word? Linguist? Is it linguist? No, hold on, I gotta Google this. Linguist. Someone that is good with words. The irony of me having to look this up. Articulate, because I'm so articulate. That is why people have chosen to support the content that I make. That's what it is. Obviously, that is why. Oh man. I mean, hopefully it's that I'm very true. I mean, even years ago, I probably a video like this where I thought that I wasn't, you know, maybe at peak performance brain-wise, and my commentary was, I was tripping over my words and whatnot, I would have been like, that's going straight to the recycle bin. But thanks to the shift of perception towards how I do the videos, I don't worry about that stuff as much anymore. I think people generally have an understanding as to how my brain works, and they probably expect it. And maybe it's, I mean, I'm sure it's entertaining at times, but, you know, maybe it's even just nice to see somebody that doesn't, you know, I don't want to say fake who they are, but they don't hide who they are in their persona. Xavier Penguin. I really wanted to put a D in that Penguin, but I didn't. Xav. All right. How are we doing down here? How are we looking? Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Another kind of a facet of that is the fact that despite my situation, I choose and I desire to give back quite a bit to the business around me, you know, the industry around me. I find great pleasure and pride in supporting other people trying to do this for a living. Not everybody. Like I mean, obviously I'm a small person in stature and in, you know, economic impact or whatnot. there's only so much I can do, but there's a lot of people that I definitely choose to put a lot of emphasis towards because I appreciate their approach, or they are people that I think I just happen to feel they deserve having somebody support them, and hope that through doing that they can have the same level of inspiration that I have in having my community support. And if that happens to mean that, you know, members of my community are spread out a little bit more to helping others that maybe I've pointed out are also people worth following, that's fine. That's very much so fine. And actually, it makes me happy to see that. It does. And the grander point of what I was trying to say there is that if I wasn't able to support those peers in what I do now, if I wasn't able to support them, it wouldn't be worth it for me to do what I do. If I was in a position where I couldn't even afford to support some others around me, and I had to kind of be very, I don't want to say selfish, but just very, very focused on my own, you know, situation and well-being, and couldn't help out those around me. Yeah, that's not how I want to have to do this kind of stuff, and it's not satisfying. It's certainly not satisfying. I've said before that I take the... Am I full already? I really need to drop some more stuff off up there so I'm not constantly full of inventory. But I've said before, and I will back this point up, that the success of those who have helped me, say your Kerche Max, or now your Goods, or your Vintage Beefs, your Breens, and his whole community, if I couldn't help them, then I don't deserve their help. So maybe it does put a little bit of extra pressure on. I didn't empty my inventory like I said I would. Yeah, maybe that does put a little bit more pressure on me that probably isn't even just. Like, that's likely not fair to me to be that way. But that's the way that my brain works. And yeah, that's kind of a solid point there. I don't feel like I'm defending myself with that. I'm just explaining that that's one of the things it's a very important value to me. Pirelli condoms. Hey, it's a big O. Condoms. Pirelli, you're gonna have to change your name here soon if everyone's gonna change tire manufacturers. You don't want to do that. That'd just be weird. That would just be weird. Whew. That was a weird tangent. Was it? Not really. It's something that I talk about with others around me quite a bit. That's certainly, I get meta, as the kids say these days. I don't think kids say that anymore. I get meta pretty often. I overthink a lot of things, and there's particular people around me that are kind of the same. Looking at you, Brian. That I definitely think in the same way, and on a similar. Maybe we don't agree on the things we talk about, but we definitely think about many of the same things and the effects of those things on us and the way that we do things. It's Meta Fridays, everybody. It should be Meta Mondays. Boy, that would roll off the tongue well. That'd be great. There's another small little tangent to that. I love what's the word? Shoot! I love helping promoting. Hey, there's the word. I love promoting other people around me. I really, honestly, for the longest time, felt like Kurt's promoter, kind of, unofficially, and I never wanted anything for it. I never did it because I was looking for the recognition. It just felt like, especially at certain points, it was something that he didn't have maybe the mental, ooh, how do, I am backing myself into a real bad corner here. Like, I am currently here. This is where I am in this conversation. Maybe there was things more pressing on his mind at points that distracted him from being able to do that kind of stuff. So when I recognized that was an issue, or maybe not even an issue, when I recognized that that was happening, I tried my best to try and fill some of those gaps. And honestly, that was a huge inspiration for starting the Conelanders stuff, was to try and fill the gaps between him and the barrier of entry of sim racing stuff, and you know, the effects of that. And I was hoping that it would help, you know, broaden his motorsports and racing content that it seemed like at the time he was hinting that he wanted to do, but he didn't really know how, and he didn't have the people together to make something work there. So yeah, I guess I kind of took it upon myself to have that role, and maybe that's wrong of me to have even done that. I don't know, but I do feel like it was a positive for him, and in the end for me. It did kind of cement my presence amongst the group as Cone Dodger, the racing guy. That wasn't ever really the intent. All I ever wanted to do was to make sure that Kurt's content could continue, and that when I felt like he was maybe knocked down a little bit, if you will, like he had been kind of knocked off of his rhythm and whatnot, and he needed something to help and try to get things going again, I tried to help out there. And maybe this is a weird subject to even bring up. Maybe even not. I don't want to say it's not appropriate, but it's not. It probably is something that is better left unsaid. And I never asked for or expected any, like, thanks or return for it, but over time there has been. Even though I didn't ask for it, over time, and it may have taken longer than with some, I think the understanding of that came through, and I'm glad that I kind of which name should I go for here? Let's go with Sharky. Thanks, Sharky. Wow, we've made quite a few signs today. Yeah, I think it was worth it in the end. I hope that, I mean, all I ever hoped was that I made Kurt's life a little easier and a little better for it without overwhelming, because that's the other side of that coin. And I've seen the other side of that coin. I've experienced the other side of that coin, where the help that people, you know, I almost want to say kind of force upon people can be overwhelming, versus, you know, just generally, I think the best help, the best kind of help for people is the hidden help. When people don't even realize that they're being helped, then that's... I do. I need just one more gray. Then that is probably the best kind of help that a person can offer. When you don't even realize you're being helped, or you don't feel like you're now owing somebody something for it. That makes sense? Does that come across without sounding like, I don't know, an asshole? Probably not, but I've said it now. That's not like I can just edit that out or anything. It's been said. These words are in stone. Oh man. Yeah, that's actually a really good topic for another day. Oops. Almost forgot to do a sign. Who do we got? Thanks. Mach 1 Fireman. And there are a ton of people amongst my community now, or our shared communities, that also fill that role. People that just quietly, almost unseen, are people that help define and I don't want to say run, but they help oh wow, they went all the way around. They help shape and keep both my content going and the community going and things. People that just help out behind the scenes for the sake of, hey, I appreciate this person and I want to help them out. There's a bunch of people amongst the community that are like that, and I hope that I come off as appreciative to them. I do, but I know that it's difficult. It's very difficult to feel like you are showing enough appreciation without kind of calling people out or raising attention to those that maybe aren't looking for the attention they just want to do. That's a tough balance to find. Acknowledgement versus just the kind of unspoken thanks approach. That's a tough nut to crack right there. And these nuts are getting so tough. We can leave that in the video? Yeah, why not? That nut is so tough to crack that it's honestly a subject that could be its own discussion. Well, I hope what I've rambled about today made any sense. I think we've made some pretty darn good progress today, despite the server being unsure of if I walked up the stairs or not. I'm happy with this. Now that it's complete, I really like the stairway's appearance, and I think that's a pretty good space for our boathouse. We have more room if completely necessary, but I think there's enough room in there to, I can scroll down, to pull off the look that I have in mind. Magnetos! And I will say thank you for watching. Sorry this video is late today. Maybe you're watching it on Saturday. Saturday's a good day anyway. I will see you next time. Yes! I got through like 6 words in a row without messing them up. Look at me go.